Hello, you beautiful people. Can y'all see me good? Am I looking good? I got crest now. I'm a little tired, okay? But we still gonna make this video. Uh, I look good. I look good. I feel good. Welcome to, I guess, my little series I'm gonna be doing. I don't know the name of it yet, but I think I'm gonna call it pet review. We're gonna be reviewing some pets, looking at different creatures that you might find at the store. Uh, Apollo, I'm working, man. I'm working. Stop. Lay down. Apollo, lay down. I'm working, man. I know. I'm working. We'll talk about you another time. I'm working. Lay down. Stay here. Stay here. Okay. I'm working. But anyways, today we're gonna be talking about a very special animal that I've had. I forgot how long I had it. Obviously, it's not with me no more. Um, I had it for about, 5, 6 years. I guess it's not a mystery because I'm pretty sure you can read. I hope you can read. But today we're talking about Pac-Man frogs, right? It's gonna be my first review video because they're pretty easy. Okay. I think the best thing to like compare them to is like not even an animal. You know what I mean? Like a rock. You know what I mean? A rock with a big ass mouth. I think that's probably the best thing that you can probably compare them to, or a dinner plate that magically eats the food after you put it on the dinner plate. Yeah, Pac-Man frog. Obviously, in the name Pac-Man frog. If you played the game before, it's just a big mouth. I mean, these frogs, they get chunky. Okay, they get pretty chunky. Most of the time, you're gonna see them in the store. They're gonna be nice and tiny. They gonna grow. They gonna grow for sure. I think the biggest they can get is probably like 4 to 7 inches long. They're not long frogs, but like I said, they're big, chunky frogs. But then that's also good because they ain't the most athletic in the frog kingdom. Okay, in the amphibian gang. Okay, so you ain't gotta worry about it escaping you. If this thing gets away from you, I think that's concerning. I think that's actually very concerning. You shouldn't be. This isn't the escape artist that other frogs can be, but they also call like horned frogs. You might see that name in some places. Most of the time, it's just gonna be Pac-Man frog. You can get them in different morphs. I haven't seen the craziest amount of morphs for Pac-Man frogs like you can get for some other animals we'll talk about. But you can get some pretty cool colors. Like the albinos are pretty easy to find. I think it's like, they just give these random names, strawberry, you know what I mean, mango drop. I don't know. But I think I just had the regular old coloration that they come with. In their regular coloration, they blend in with the environment, so they basically just look like a patch of dirt. They're ambush predators. Like I said before, they fat, chubby frogs. You know what I mean? This is not a Pac-Man frog. This is a Rottweiler that's messing with me. You got to get away from me, man. I'm gonna call the police. Stop. Stop, man. Stop, man. Stop. Stop resisting. Lay down. I'll show you some love later. That's not nice. Anyways, what was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. So yeah, they sit there and wait for stuff. So basically, your Pac-Man frog is gonna find a spot, dig a hole, and sit that ass in the hole. Okay, and that's all it's gonna do. That's it. That's the most enjoy. And then you're gonna see a little grumpy face sitting in the dirt. Okay, you're just gonna see some grumpy eyes. Okay, you probably wouldn't even see them out, just grumpy eyes. Okay, in the moment, a cricket a roach, a mice, whatever comes across that is gonna get gobbled. Okay, so that's basically and then obviously them having the big mouth, gobble gobble gobble. They actually have teeth, which is probably gonna like turn some people off. You know what I mean? I don't think some people want to hear about frogs having teeth, and then they be like, "Yeah, I'll go buy that afterwards." But yeah, they do have teeth actually, um, and their saliva is like super super sticky. So when you get caught by them, it's wraps, it's GGs. But I talked about their size, but surprisingly, if you get like a little baby from the pet store, um, a 10-gallon tank is the best thing to put them in. Um, the thing with when you comes with the enclosure, best thing when it comes to the enclosure is that, like I said, they don't move that much. They got fat little chunky legs, so they're not hopping around all over the cage. So you don't really need a big enclosure. 10-gallon for a young frog. As they get older, probably want to put them in a 20 long. Uh, they don't move as much, but like when it comes to setting the tank up, obviously you want to set up something like a bioactive enclosure. That's just an enclosure that basically like a little small ecosystem that's being set up. But you want to use substrate like dirt. Um, a lot of you can get like mixed soils that are made specifically for animals that need high humidity, like these frogs. They come from South America. They come from like rainforest. So you want to keep them in something that has a high humidity. You want to keep it in like the high 70s um, to 80s. You obviously don't want. This isn't a video really of bioactive enclosures, so I ain't gonna focus on them too much. But you want an enclosure that can hold humidity but does not keep it to the point where the dirt becomes too saturated. You know what I mean? So there's ways of doing that when you want to look deeper into that. But it's not difficult. When it comes to the soil that you choose, you actually want to get at least about 3-4 inches of that shit in there, bro. You gotta fill it up because they just gonna they want all that to dig underneath. So you actually want a thick substrate layer because they're gonna use it a lot. Like I said, they're gonna spend a lot of time in the substrate, just completely covering themselves with it. So you do want enough for them to actually cover themselves with the substrate. Uh, I never kept like no plants or nothing in there with them. I guess you could put like a hide or something if they fit. I think like a water dish, I guess, is something that you could think of putting in there. If you have the right humidity, you don't need to worry about a water dish. So that's how that works. Uh, but they will use the water dish if you decide to do that. But yeah, I think you don't need too big of a tank. Like I said, they're not moving around too much. If you're gonna get a light, especially if you got like plants or something in there, just get like an LED light. You don't want to get nothing that's gonna be like cooking the frog. You know what I mean? Because when you get home, you basically gonna have frog legs if you got like a heat lamp over there. So you basically wanna you don't need any type of heat source. If your house is very cold or stuff for some reason, because these frogs you want to keep them at room temperature. So like I said, you don't need extra heating for them, but you want to keep it at the 70s, like 70 in your house. But if it's any lower than that, you can get a heat source, but you really want to be careful because you just can't give these frogs too much heat. Okay. When it comes to food, what don't they want to eat? It's a frog. It's an amphibian. They eat whatever they can get in that mouth of theirs. Okay, and it's a big one. Okay, so they try a lot of things. So they do got. You can feed them all types of shit. I mean, most like easiest thing to feed them is probably like feeder insects. Um, variety, variety, variety. Okay. Um, I'm not talking about the magazine when I say that, but you want to make sure you get different things for them to eat. That should be obvious, but some people will just get the same damn thing every goddamn day. So you want to get crickets, mealworms, roaches. You want to try to mix it up. Fish, It can eat. I fed mine's mice. I don't think I got no videos of it, unfortunately. But I used to feed him mice, and I fed him that like almost once a month. If you want to do that, now that's kind of a treat. It's a big boy meal, so you don't want to feed them too much. But like they have a great appetite. You can feed them a good chunk of food. Mine was picky for some reason. I don't know. Every person who told me about them, which is obvious because most frogs are like that, but mine was like he was strictly like I only want mice and nothing else. I couldn't get him to eat roach, nothing else. But I'm pretty sure your frog is gonna be a little more opportunistic, a little more outgoing to eating whatever you put up in there. But yeah, they're super easy. I wasn't gonna rate them. See, I feel like if I was like rating them on, are they a good pet? I think they're a good pet, like easy wise. You know what I mean? Um, they do have personality. I know I've been just kind of talking about how boring they are. I think when you own one, the personality kind of come out a little more. Just kind of seeing them sit there all grumpy is kind of fun. Like they're not active. They don't do much, so like it's hard for me to recommend a Pac-Man frog if you getting into pets where you was interested in getting like a frog. I don't think it's a good beginner frog, but if it's like for the enjoyment of like seeing something, I don't think it's probably the best thing you gonna want. Um, they're not expensive. You can probably get them for around $40 or $50. That's probably what you're gonna get most frogs for, especially at pet stores. I recommend you try to go to like an expo or try to contact a breeder or something instead of going to pet stores. Um, a lot of times you're just not getting the highest quality of animals there, and then Pac-Man frogs are kind of prone to some certain health issues, which all animals will kind of fall into that category. So you kind of want to look up whatever you buy in the ferret, dog, frog, whatever you got. You want to look into certain health problems they might have, that you might have to worry about later on in life. Um, they can live up to like 10, 15 years, so you have it for a good chunk of time. So it's not something you have for like a hot second. Um, but yeah, I like Pac-Man frogs. You know what I mean? I think they're pretty decent frogs to own. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Y'all want a dog next? I don't know if I want to review dogs. That might take too damn long. Hey, stop, man. What you gonna say to the people, man? Say something so we can get out of here. I gotta. Okay, Paulo, say something now. Say goodbye, man. Paulo, say bye. Say bye. All right, y'all. See y'all in the next video.